Bryshere Gray wasn't supposed to vanish from Hollywood at the peak of his career. But that's exactly what happened after his name got tangled with Will Smith, Diddy, and allegations too dark for mainstream media to touch. What you're about to see is a web of mentorships that weren't mentorships, industry gatekeepers with ulterior motives, and a young actor who may have been sacrificed to protect some of Hollywood's most powerful names. And it all leads back to one question: who really controlled Bryce Gray's fate? In 2015, Bryshere Gray burst onto the scene as Hakeem Lyon on Fox's smash hit Empire. At just 21 years old, this Michigan-born rapper turned actor was being hailed as the next big thing.
I'm very appreciative of the response people are giving, and people saying they love the show, they love the music, and they're feeling very inspired from the characters.
Meet Bryshere Gray, 21-year-old actor and rapper, and is one of the fresh faces on Fox's hit show Empire.
When I was 16 years old, me and my mom would pack up a small Camry car, and we would drive to Michigan, and we'll drive to Wisconsin and stuff like that, and I'll go perform for high schools for free.
His backstory was compelling. A kid who drove with his mother in a small Camaro to perform at high schools for free, hustling for any chance to be heard. But behind the scenes of Empire, something was changing. Co-stars Terrence Howard and Taraji P. Henson reportedly noticed shifts in Bryce's behavior. What looked like a young star buckling under pressure was actually something far more sinister, according to multiple industry insiders. The surface story is simple enough. A talented young actor struggles with sudden fame and has a mental breakdown. Case closed. Except that Bryce's decline didn't happen in a vacuum. It happened precisely when his mentorship under Will Smith and Diddy intensified. It happened after his manager, Charlie Mack, a former security guard for Will Smith with a relationship so close that Will literally wrote a song called Charlie Mack, first out of the limo, introduced him to Hollywood's inner circle. And it happened right when the Jussie Smollett scandal rocked the Empire set, creating the perfect cover story for Bryce's unraveling. Here's where the timeline gets suspicious. Before Charlie Mack entered the picture, Bryce was managed by his own mother, Andrea. She was present, involved, protective. Then came the call that would change everything, a connection through Charlie Mack that led to auditions for Empire.
But I uncovered some research that he linked up with Will Smith's manager back in the day from Philly. Yes. And that really started his progress. But how do you know as a mother if your child is linking up with the right people, or when you should keep them close or let them go?
Well, we're close. We're a close-knit family. I brought his manager on to help get him to where he is, but I managed him first, and artists developed him, and then we got a call through his manager asking if they had anyone that would want to audition for the role. Once he auditioned, he took off from there.
That was it.
But Charlie Mack wasn't just a manager. According to Will Smith's former friend, Brother Ballo, Charlie Mack knew Will Smith in ways that went far beyond professional boundaries. In a sworn statement, Brother Ballo alleged that Charlie Mack and Will Smith had been intimate multiple times, and that Will had similarly involved Dwayne Martin, essentially making him what Brother Ballo called Will's boy toy. This was the world Bryshere Gray was entering. The escalation came fast. Once Bryce was under Will and Diddy's mentorship, his mother Andrea was reportedly pushed to the sidelines. Industry whistleblower Jaguar Wright claims Andrea initially expressed concern about her son's involvement with Charlie Mack and Will Smith. Jaguar says she personally advised Andrea to pull Bryce away from them.
Saw what Charlie Mack and them were doing. He knew they were taking those young boys to Diddy. They all knew.
But Andrea suddenly backed down. She went silent, and Bryce remained in their orbit. What happened next was documented by Brother Ballo in explosive allegations. 2 hard drives were stolen from Jada Pinkett Smith's house containing videos of Jada, Will, and numerous other celebrities in compromising situations.
Somebody stole 2 hard drives from Jada's house. So now we get into why she's even more mad. Jada will watch at the house is she had her laptop, she would stick her hard drive in, right? Boom, and hook it up to the TV. And she could play whatever video she watching. So I'm seeing videos of her and Will and a bunch of other, some celebrities, everything. Because remember, the last interview I told you, if you don't sue me, I'm gonna let people know who you've been hitting with them dildos. And I said, if you don't sue, I'm gonna sue. So I told you, being Muslim, whatever I say I'm gonna do, that's what I'm gonna do. Period. And I gotta have evidence. So she's sitting down here watching, playing with herself, high as a kite, right? Not caring who's in the house, whether kids watching, nothing. She's in her own world. So that's how I was able to see the tapes. I saw them, and I saw some things that were unreal, and I saw celebrities on the tape.
Ooh.
I'm under penalty of perjury. If anything in here is a lie, my ass going to jail, period. There's no if, there's no ends.
Brother Balo claims to have seen these videos himself, stating under penalty of perjury that they showed things that were unreal involving multiple celebrities. The hidden side of this story is what no one in mainstream media wants to discuss: the pattern of young, talented black men being recruited into Hollywood only to be trapped in systems of control. Dave Chappelle referenced this when he walked away from a $50 million deal, explaining that people misunderstood what really happened to him. They offered him $50 million and he turned it down.
What's going on? Why is Dave Chappelle going to Africa? Why does Mariah Carey make a $100 million deal and take her clothes off on TRL? A weak person cannot get to sit here and talk to you. Ain't no weak people talking to you. So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy, is dismissive.
People say that he lost $50 million. No, that's not even close to what happened to this dude. And until you understand what happened to the dude, you don't understand what happened. Like, no, not they offered him $50 million and he turned it down. Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times. Just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about.
Who's gonna turn down $50 million? Chappelle said, no, that's not even close to what happened to this dude. Cat Williams confirmed this pattern when he revealed that Harvey Weinstein once propositioned him directly in front of his own team at his agency. Weinstein offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency. Williams stated, I told him no. What y'all do?
Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency. What am I supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, it's 3 other black guys on there. Woo. Huh.
So you wonder what they did to get there.
I told him no. What y'all do?
The difference between Williams and Bryce: Williams said no and got out. Bryce, barely 21, didn't have that luxury. Here's where the mid-video twist changes everything. Bryce Gray's mental breakdown wasn't random. According to sources close to the Empire set, it was triggered by something specific, something Bryce witnessed or was forced to participate in during one of Diddy's notorious gatherings. The same gatherings where, as Jaguar Wright described, you seen the orgies, you seen the people that was the stars and the shit that they was doing and the smells and the looks in their eyes.
Saw what Charlie Mack and them were doing. He knew they were taking those young boys to Diddy. They all knew.
Diddy was already under federal investigation for relationships with underage boys at this time, according to reports that were allegedly suppressed through his industry connections. Bryce was reportedly present at multiple events where these activities occurred. But the most damning detail is this. Darren Henson, actor and choreographer known for Soul Food on Showtime, publicly stated that he had warned Bryce about Hollywood.
And so you seen the orgies, you seen the people that was the stars and the shit that they was doing and the smells and the looks in their eyes.
When the young actor was younger and innocent. I warned him about the industry to be careful while he was on Empire, Henson said, but nobody protected him. Now look, people will talk about you on your way up and on your way down. Always protect your own neck. No one else will. The full breakdown paints a disturbing picture. Bryce Gray, a talented young actor with a protective mother, gets introduced to Charlie Mack. Charlie Mack, with his intimate ties to Will Smith, brings Bryce into Will and Diddy's circle under the guise of mentorship. Bryce's mother is systematically removed from his professional life. Bryce witnesses or participates in things that break him psychologically. When he starts to unravel, the industry machine that created his problem now labels him as crazy or mentally ill. And who benefits? Will Smith maintains his family-friendly image. Diddy continues his reign as a music mogul. Charlie Mack stays in the shadows as a fixer. The Hollywood system that exploits young talent remains intact.